Well, welcome to yet another episode of the Rumble. And today I have with me somebody who's in the field of education. Okay, when you say education, you straight away think of headmasters, cruel headmasters who whip your ass with a cane. Now, that's not the kind of person we're talking about. We're talking about a lady. Her name is Priya Goutham, and she's involved with running and setting up a brand new educational institution just south of Madras city at the new township being built by MARG. So welcome to the show, Priya.
Thank you.
Okay, let's just hear it from you. What exactly are you involved in?
Well, it's a long story, but then I would make it very short and sweet.
No, go ahead. You got time.
I've been with this organization called MARG Swarnabhoomi for about 3 years now, and one fine day we decided we should do something in education because we found there's a lot of gap between what's happening today in the industry and what's happening, otherwise.
When you say industry, MARG is building.
Yes, into construction.
Firm.
Yes.
So where was the need for?
Because we looked at quality architects.
Yes.
Quality construction workers, and we found that we needed something to be done in that area to make sure that we get quality architects, because today whichever project you take in India, everybody goes out to HOK in the US or something to do their master planning, and we also did exactly the same thing. And so we realized that there's a need for good quality education to produce good students out of our own schools. And so we venture into that, and then with that in mind, we first started off with a school, which is a K-12 school, and this again, we initially thought it would cater to the hinterland around that place. But then as we realized, there's a lot more aspiration in each person's mind that their child should study in one of the best schools, and so we thought we'd plug in that there, and so we started. So our school was commissioned in April in 2000.
But this is the School of Architecture specifically, or is it just general?
It's a general K-12 school, which is into class 1 to class 10. And within 4 months, we started Architecture College. So these are the two initiatives that I was involved in. And other than that, we have a School of Music also stationed.
Yes, SAM.
Yes.
Okay. So in the area where you built this township, is it full of people who want to go to schools like yours? I guess yours would be a little more, I wouldn't say upmarket, but a little more thought about concept, just not like just a regular government school.
We cater to about 42 villages around the area, and so in that area we looked at what can be done to upskill the children. So our idea was to set up KG to PG kind of learning, and so
KG to PG, brand new.
So slogan. We started with the kindergarten school first, and so we thought nurturing of skills should start from the school. And so our plans are to develop more such schools. We started off with architecture because the need of the hour for our own industry was architecture. We also were looking at engineering, arts college, something to do offbeat courses.
So civil engineering would fall into this one of the degrees you offer?
Yeah, but we haven't yet started that as yet. It's in a plan. It's in the annual. So, and also an arts college with a twist. We thought, why not have just BA, but BA with photography or BA with fashion or whichever, so that they're employable at the end of the day. So that's what we looked at, and our plans are to set up those kind of schools, and we have a huge plan.
This architectural school, it produces people who are postgrads and then getting into architecture,
no,
or
it's
is that
just after class 12.
Oh, they go straight into that.
Yeah, it's a UG program.
Yeah. There's a joke going around, I mean, generally speaking, that most of the construction we see these days, laughingly people say that's designed by a tailor and built by a cobbler, because they don't seem to have any architectural feature or even have somebody who's skilled handling it. It's all makeshift, funny little shapes. They don't look logical. That's the kind of thing that is springing up in the cities. Is it because of a lack of architectural students or architects that all this happens, or is that the way it is?
Let me put it this way, most of the schools, I don't talk about just architecture or any particular institution, but any college for that matter you take, there's no hands-on training which is given to them. So if I have to show a building, I'm just showing it in the sketch or in a film, or they really don't have the feel of the material, and that's the difference between what we call as hands-on training or industry-led training. Most of the curriculums that are built today in the industries, in the universities, are age-old. They're not updated with what's happening in the markets and what is happening.
Who's to blame for this pathetic state of affairs? Is it the schools themselves? Are they lost interest? They're making money? Or is it that the people who are running it from the government who are supposed to supervise?
It is purely the government, because we come under the government regulatory institution at this point of time. But at the same time, it is doesn't stop an individual from learning. And so we took the route of...
Or for the educational institution to improve their...
Exactly. You can give that extra bit to a student, because end of the day they make your name in the school. So where you graduate from, it's the name of the school that's going to matter to them most.
So how would you set your school separate from many other schools? What would really set your school separate?
Our school has been, first of all, it's set inside a construction yard, I would say.
Okay.
So the student actually feels every brick and mortar, and he or she gets to see everything which you see in the market, like an affordable home to a high-rise building to
a bridge,
factory,
to a flyover, to
a factory, a mall.
Yeah.
All these things are actually the students are seeing live, and that's what makes the difference, because they get to feel every material that they see. It could be in pottery, or it could be in wood carving, or whatever. I mean, the students are exposed to these kind of different textures, which is mandatory for them to know how each material works.
So okay, so we just got into the into a little bit into the insight into how this works, but more than that, the interesting part, what I heard from her, was her experiences in trying to get the villages around her to bring their children in, and the kind of strange things she encountered by talking to so-called ignorant villagers.